Hello, I did an earlier video on the Business Spendthrift Trust, and now I want to talk about the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. The Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. So few people have ever heard of this. This is why I do these short videos. The Spendthrift Trust comes from England way back when King Henry VIII started the Church of England. That famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, started a church. What a neat guy, right? Kill a few ladies, start a church. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England. They went back to the 12th century, the Magna Carta that was put in place to stop the power of King John I. They came back to King Henry VIII and said, "Oh, no, 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 King Henry VIII, you can't tax us. It's contract law that came from England to the colonies while we are still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that's going to turn 365 years old in 2026. We just had our 250th birthday party as a country, and our current tax structure went into effect February of 1913. The super rich families of 1913, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, and the Kennedys, made sure they could save taxes. Well, if they can save taxes, we can save taxes. Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon, and my personal story is on April 4th, 2020. My CPA called me. I had done six K1s for March 15th, and I was going to put into my 1040 tax return. It was middle of COVID. He calls me and says, "Congratulations. My tax bracket went from 22% to 24%, and all of a sudden I owed $94,000 in taxes, and I only had $50,000 saved, and none of my real estate, my notes did not pay me on April 1st. I had no money coming in." His solution: set up an appointment with them, get on a payment plan, pay interest and penalties. My solution: oh, no, 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 no. Research how the rich save taxes. I had read an article on the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. It's called The Office. It's 7 generations old and has over 400 people under the same EIN, or employee identification number. And I figured if they can save money, I'm going to research this. It took me 5 months, but in September of 2020, I started both my business trust and my beneficial trust. And I started teaching a mastermind in my Phoenix real estate group for 18 months how other investors can stop paying taxes on all their profits legally. So, to give you an idea, today's thing is going to be about the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Long-term capital gains are 15 or 20% when you sell something that's you've had for more than a year. This apartment complex was bought in 2012 for $1.5 million, and they sold it in 2024. Actually, they sold it in 2023. So under 2024 taxes at 15%, it would be $570,000, more than $500,000, or at 20%, $760,000. The family that owned this apartment building had seen one of my TikTok videos and purposely contacted me to see how they could save taxes. So let's get into this. The beneficial trust saves you both long-term capital gains and short-term capital gains that are taxed between 10% to 37% and affect you when you wholesale, fix and flip, do auction houses, tax liens, you're selling crypto, you're an options trader, you're a forex investor. Interest income taxes, again, between 10% to 37%, 7 different layers, and affect you if you're in passive investor, you're in mutual funds, you're in a REIT, you're doing subject to real estate, the BRRRR strategy. I personally had notes where I'm the paper on the house, people pay me their mortgage, creative financing, seller financing, or a forex investor. Yes, forex investors, you get double tax. You desperately need the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Third tax you save, dividend income taxes. So if you're a stock market investor, again, between 10% to 37%, 7 different layers. If you're stock market investing, you're a day trader, you're doing futures trading, commodities trading, or you're living off of dividends. Fourth tax you'll save, rental income taxes. Yes, you can move a property with a depreciation schedule into the trust. Yes, you can move a property with cost averaging into the trust. So if you have short-term rentals like Airbnb, vacation rentals, maybe 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 doors, you're in multifamily, you're in apartment real estate, you're commercial real estate, or you're doing Airbnb arbitrage. Remember, with the trust, all lawsuits become frivolous. So if your renter's dog gets out and bites the mailman, they cannot come after the owner. And then the last tax you'll save is royalty income taxes. So if you're an actor, an actress, a musician, an author, an artist, you have NFTs, you have patents or copyrights. Robin Williams, the great comedian and actor, had the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. His 3 adult children pay no royalties on all his great work. I just saw Mrs. Doubtfire recently. Now, and again, if you're over 65 and you're on Medicare, it stops the IRMAA surcharge. I know this sounds too good to be true, and you probably have questions, so please set up a free 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me at thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. To get more information or translate this into 165 different languages, I have a free class on the Great Discovery. If you go out to my first name and last name, www.sallygimmon.com, you're going to get a full presentation, 3 articles from Forbes magazine I did not write, 2 pages of case law so you can research this to your heart's content, and examples of clients saving thousands of dollars. My goal is to help any investor. In 2025, I got to save capital gains because I wholesale 4 properties. I have a crypto bot, and my friend does my options trading for me. I can't sleep at night when I do options trading. I didn't pay interest income taxes. I have 12 notes, and I have seller financing properties. I didn't pay rental income taxes. At the time, I had 3 rentals, and I didn't pay royalty income taxes. If I can help you stop paying U.S. taxes on profits, please set up a free 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Take care.